So I am here in the Showman of Gaeilge in Maynooth this week, interviewing Ellen Brophy, Cliona Duffy and Deirdre Carroll on their experience of speaking Irish abroad. So I'm going to start with now, Deirdre. Tell me about your experience of speaking Irish in Leon.
So before I went over on Erasmus in Leon, I'd known a guy who was in the who went to the Kirkacora there in Leon. So we'd known each other from Irish societies, and I'd seen on his Facebook that there was a Kirkacora in Leon. So I was like, definitely this is unreal, because we didn't have the opportunity to speak Irish in France, obviously, because it wasn't part of their curriculum like it would be here. So I went to the Irish pub and I got to know the people who were in charge of the Kirkacora there, and then we used to meet up, I think it was once a month on a Tuesday, and we'd just all have a little Kirkacora.
Brilliant. So when you came back then to Ireland to study Irish in final year, did you find that you'd lost any of your Irish, or had it kind of remained the same because of the Kirkacora?
To be honest, I think it's hard to go back straight when you're studying, French so intense, and then you're going back to another language. You're like, whoa. So I think it was tough going back in the first place, but definitely it helped from Irish to keep it alive and to keep speaking it with people over there and just practice. And it kind of gave a sense of home as well. Like when you're a bit lonely, it's kind of nice to be able to have something that you do at home.
Brilliant. And yourself, Cliona, you're also studying Irish here in Maynooth.
Yeah.
And you were in Toronto on your study abroad. So tell us about Irish in Toronto.
So I got involved with Irish in Toronto when I was going over first. A friend of mine, Ian McGowan, who was actually president of the Irish Society a few years ago, he was going over to Fredericton to part of the ICOF so he could go over and teach Irish in the university. And the day I was leaving, I put up a status on Facebook being like, oh, I'm going away, whatever, see you in Christmas. And he messaged me and said, you should get in touch with Gaeilge Keegan, she's going to be teaching Irish in Toronto while you're over there, so you get in touch with her. So I messaged her anyway, and I said, look, I'm a student, I do Irish, if you have anything going on, because I was in the campus kind of out in the suburbs, and she was kind of in the main campus of the university. So I just got in touch with her and I said, look, if you have any events or anything going on, like I'd really like to meet up with you, or if you're doing anything like that. She was like, yeah. So she added me to the St. Pat's ladies GA team WhatsApp group in Toronto. I never actually went because they were training like 2 hours like west of the city, and I lived like an hour east, so I was like, for training it would take me like 3 hours. But it was nice just to see people with started going to I started going up to the Kirkacora then kind of every I didn't go that often because I had lectures at the same time, but I went a couple of times, and I met some Canadians who were there studying Irish, and got to practice a bit with them, and it was really cool then. And then in February then of this year, there's a pop-up Gaeltacht then in Toronto, so Gaeilge organised that, and that was really cool because you got to meet kind of older people as well there was one guy there who he lived in Kerry up until he was 10 and then moved to Canada. He moved to Toronto, so we had this really, really, really thick like Munster Irish dialect when he was speaking in Irish, but then when he was speaking English he sounded really Canadian because he'd been there since he was 10, and he was I think 50 or 60 at this stage. So it was really funny, but it was really cool then at the same time as well. But it did obviously help then, obviously when I come back then in April, then when I was back around my friends that I speak Irish to, that it helped a lot then, that I still hadn't lost all of it. Now it's still hard, but it did help a lot.
Brilliant. And yourself, Ellen, you were also in Canada, but you were there during the summer working in the Gaeltacht. So tell us about that experience in the Canadian Gaeltacht.
It was a great experience. I went in conjunction with Mayo County Council. They've had a strong bond with the Canadian Gaeltacht there the last 10 years or so. It was 10 years old this summer, so it's been open since 2007. It's the only official Gaeltacht outside of Ireland, and it was great. There was like every age group. There was kids from about 8 to people in their 80s. It's great.
Wow, brilliant. And was everybody there Irish in the Gaeltacht, or did you have Canadian people learning it as well?
Most of them had Irish connections, but an awful lot of them had just started learning it from scratch, just were interested in preserving languages that that weren't that popular. They had a program with university students in Ottawa actually that they didn't get charged for coming. They did a bit around they'd serve the food or whatever, and they didn't have to pay. It was a way of getting people in, getting students interested and stuff. So it was nice. You had kind of every age group. And
would it have been similar to the Gaeltachts here in Ireland, like in regards to Gaelies and classes?
Yeah,
and
they do their
sport?
best to kind of emulate it. They had I played more Irish sports than I ever did here. I learned how to play camogie over there for the first time, and they had Gaelies every night. It was kind of more like proper. it was like a camp. They had no proper buildings or anything. Like, it was, we were out under the stars every night. We used to have bonfires every night, and they'd be Chinnacanaves and that, and we'd be all out singing, you know, the Irish songs and that. They used to have the books out, but they'd still be singing them. And yeah, it was great. They really tried to kind of emulate the Irish culture as much as they could. It made you kind of think here that we take it for granted.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Gur Míle maith agat Colleeny, and best of luck with the rest of your Irish studies.
Thanks.